Welcome to the 8th edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic again. I am Tiger Height.
And I am, as of right now, not totally sure yet, still, maybe your Majestic Champion. We are tied right now.
3-3.
We have one match tomorrow that will decide the fate of Goldie.
Yes. And that's just crazy to think. I don't think we've ever come out of a show that we were totally tied with one match left.
So here's the thing, is that we actually had differences for every single match.
Yep.
For When Our Shadows Fall.
Yep. Every single match had a difference. So anyway, let's talk about the show. Let's talk about this, starting with our first match, which was essentially I'm correct. It was this one, right? Yes.
Yes, it was. It was essentially a tornado tag match.
It was a tornado tag match. It was basically just a showcase for all the new teams that they have. The End versus Mecha Wolf and Bestia 666, Rudo and I can't remember the other guy's name. And then Marshe, Rockett, and Slice Boogie. This match was 1,000 miles an hour and a great way to start off the show.
Yeah, it was. And then you got the crowd in there too.
Yep.
And everyone on commentary. Wow, this commentary team.
I mean, I will say, other than Ring of Honor, I will say this one is probably one of my favorite commentary teams.
Oh, absolutely.
And we saw this throughout the whole thing.
Yep, they call it right down the middle. You don't get that bullshit with Corey fucking Graves.
Nope. Or Michael Cole. You don't get any of that.
God, it was terrible.
They talk about the matches. They talk about the storylines. It's refreshing.
It is.
And these guys worked so hard. And the End are quickly becoming one of my favorite tag teams.
Oh, absolutely.
They have a presence about them. I like their work.
And Mecha Wolf and Bestia 666, tremendous team. Great partnership with AAA.
Oh, yeah. AAA. And then Marshe, Rockett, and Slice Boogie, I can see something there. And with Rudo and Rudo,
yes.
I'm not 100% about it.
Sal Rinauro.
Yes, Sal Rinauro.
Yes. It was Rinauro and
Rudo.
And Corey Graves' brother.
Yes. Sam Adonis.
Speaking of Corey Graves, it's Corey Graves' brother.
Ironic, right? Actually, somebody with charisma and very good, and I'm pretty sure if he got onto commentary, he would be better than what Corey Graves could do, which is really sad.
Sad.
But whatever. It was a
great tag team.
But it was, I believe it was total. What was it called? Total Rebellion, because the team was called El Rebellion.
Yeah, it was Mecha Wolf and 666.
So it was like this crazy. I can't even describe it. It was like this. Muscle buster stunner move, and then a 450. It was great. Obviously, the End and El Rebellion are going to have a little bit of a rivalry there, which I'm really excited about. And what a great way to start off. NWA kicking off strong. All right, so let's make this majestic again. So, number one, before we even fucking get into it.
Let's not change the commentary team ever, except that Nick Aldis is not Chris
Adonis.
Chris Adonis is not Chris Mass.
Okay, they were a little excited. I'm not going to bitch about that, but yes, never change your commentary. Everybody there is so important.
Yep.
And they did such a great job. NWA, don't change them fucking ever. Even like Tim Storm, Velvet Sky, no, don't do it.
I hope the crowd gets bigger.
They will.
They will.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when they said that When Our Shadows Fall was actually going to be with like live audience, I think it sold out in 10 minutes.
It did.
Yeah, so
it did. Mickey James Aldis was there.
She was there, but she didn't show up on the pay-per-view, which I'm not surprised about, because I think she has a 90-day. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, she can be there. She's going to be a part of that women's division, which will fucking make not only that division, but Pro Wrestling Majestic again. But now here's my issue once again. So NWA has been sitting on When Our Shadows Fall. They announced this like a month and a half ago. And they only announced the one world title match for weeks and weeks. And people were like, what is it? They announced the entire card in like one day, like 4 days ago. Why? Why did you not promote literally anything else? They were like, oh, here's a 4-way and here's a triple threat. Why didn't you do anything? I think the only other match maybe that I can possibly think that actually had a rivalry going into it was Tyrus and Pope.
Right.
Other than that, I could not give a shit, care less about anything else that was happening. That was a little bit frustrating. So let's go into this. So with the Fatal 4-Way, great showcase. I really wouldn't do much with this match.
No.
I like the fact that they brought in the Triple A and established that partnership a little bit.
I would work on some of the spots a little bit better. I understand it wasn't full mat floors, but...
Right. Also, the one thing is, Sam Adonis. It had to be Sam Adonis.
Right.
Why did you have his name change here? We all know who it is. We weren't going to get confused. Why?
Right.
But I thought it was overall a fantastic showcase of some great wrestlers.
Right.
I thought you were going somewhere.
No.
Oh, okay.
Also, the spots were away from the fans. I felt bad for the fans.
Yes, they were. It was like across the way because the fans were sitting on one side, and they did a lot of the diving spots literally on the opposite side of the ring.
What I would do is I would have made the fans like a V formation. I would have done the spots on that side.
I would have too.
Yeah.
That'd have been really cool. I think the fans would have really enjoyed that. To what I'm going to assume is that there was some COVID restriction about that because the guys went over there, but there weren't like any high fives or anything.
Right.
So I'm going to assume that's what that was, and I'm going to accept that. But overall, that was fine.
Yeah.
Maybe put down some fucking pads because every time they did a dive, I was scared to death. What was our next match? I can't even remember. Oh, Pope Tyrus.
Fuck this, man. God, the spots were so bad. Tyrus, he in shape.
Yeah, Tyrus, you gotta at least lose like
I
20 pounds.
love your character work, but God, get in shape, man.
He really does. The Pope really tried his best. I will say that.
The Pope cannot. He
did like a punch in the gut, trying to do an uppercut.
He is struggling carrying that match on his own. He needed someone good to carry that match.
Or at least help him along with it. I think Tyrus was just not quite there yet. I think it's just because he wasn't in shape. And that sucks. Austin Idol.
All the spots. I mean, the spots were bad, but that's just Tyrus not being in fucking shape.
I did like Austin Idol. I thought he was a great little distraction, and then like the little sneaky. Here's like a brass knuckle, whatever. What I did like was that they did not show what the item was for the punch. And also with Pope being a Golden Gloves boxer, I thought that the ending was very poetic.
Yeah.
So actually, I was okay with this ending, and I'm actually excited to see what they do next. But just Tyrus needs to get in shape. But, that's here nor there.
Neither here nor there.
Right.
Women's tag team match.
Was it the women's tag? Yes, it was. Okay. So with this... Oh, wrong one. Wow, I'm doing fucking great today, aren't I?
You are.
We're just going to continue. Okay, there we go. So, once again, I think Melina just needed to be in a little more in-ring shape.
Better ring shape, but otherwise it was a great match. Rosa, Terrell...
I kind of hate saying this, but I feel like Thunder Rosa's kind of overshadowing other people in this division.
I think so too. But anyways, Terrell and Kylie were
a great addition to the roster. Yeah. They need that star power, especially. I hope Kylie Ray did sign a deal with them. Taryn Terrell, I know did, which is awesome.
I think Kylie Ray is signed with Impact Wrestling as of right now.
She signed with Impact?
I think so. I think her contract's with Impact. Yeah. So, anyways, but I like the anti-hero kind of.
I like the heel. I like the anti-heel or the anti-hero heel.
Did you notice that her ring gear was all black?
Well, it was like a dark. Was it black or was it a dark green?
It was kind of a dark. I don't know.
It kind of looked dark green, but
it wasn't full black. It was like a light.
It was not the fun, happily tickly thing that you see here.
Right.
It was darker.
It was darker. Yes, it was definitely.
Once again, great symbolism. Yeah. There was a little more aggression on her too, which I really liked. I hope she does go full-fledged heel because it was cool. It was like when Bayley was hinting at being heel before she went full heel. I loved it. It was great. But I thought that was great.
Yeah, Melina's getting ring shape.
Fred Rosser and JTG.
Oh my God, this match is
this
match should not have happened.
This was weird. So number one, they did like no promo for this, like at all. I couldn't find anything regarding any kind of promo. JTG is going to be a great addition to the roster,
Yep.
and I hope we see Fred Rosser back in NWA because I think he actually fits that criterion very well.
So he's with NJPW right now.
Right.
On a full-time contract.
Yep.
But obviously because of the
With the
restrictions, right, because of the restrictions in the partnership, he obviously isn't going over to Japan right now. But these two cannot be in a match together.
Maybe a tag team.
Maybe
I can see them as a tag team.
A great tag team. But fuck, man.
I feel like there was something off with this. I just wouldn't put them in there until they can agree to maybe work a little bit more snug.
Yeah, it was not a very snug match.
This was not making Pro Wrestling Majestic again, and honestly, the best way to do this is one of those things where if it just doesn't work, don't try it. And this is just kind of one of those things where I just don't know what you could do to save this match.
I don't know if the NWA does practice matches with these people, but it feels like this one was put on at the last minute.
Yeah.
It literally felt like it was put on.
Yeah.
It was not very well done.
I can see that, definitely. 100%. So, I don't know why you keep doing that. I loved this match.
So the tag teams that didn't get along were very well done.
It was very well done. So one thing that I did not like, I could not tell if Aaron Stevens and Kratos were baby faces or heels.
Yeah.
There was
a lot of blurring of those lines.
There was blurring of those lines, and I don't know. I did not know who to cheer for. I did not know who to boo against, and that bothers me. I kind of like it being laid out on.
And here's the thing: is that I normally don't like that. I like to make that decision for myself, but we're talking about the NWA.
Which has not been running shows on a consistent basis in 2 months.
We're talking about the NWA, which is
traditional wrestling. Right.
Which means that we should know who to cheer for and who not to cheer for.
Right, with Kratos. Kratos was working with Jax Kane for a while.
And see, that
and
was
then Aaron Stevens was getting beaten up by the same guy. It's like, what the fuck?
That was my point. My point was this is the NWA. We need to know who to cheer for and who to boo against.
Right. It was super weird. This was a weird match.
It was. It was 80s wrestling, man.
Right. If I was going to do something like this, I would have either established the more baby-face heel dynamic or have just taken out one of these teams entirely and had a 2-on-2 tag team title
classic
match.
Tag team match.
And to be honest, if I was going to choose either between the War Kings and Latimer and Adonis,
I would have chosen Latimer and Adonis.
Really? I was going to choose the War Kings.
Latimer and Adonis, because they're very obviously heel because they're part of Strictly Business.
Right. So, and the War Kings, once again, you have that blurring of the lines. I can see where you're coming at.
And so the Strictly heel, and so we cheer for the baby faces.
Right, and which was Kratos and
I don't
Aaron
even know
Stevens.
if they were baby faces, but
I don't know because they won. Again, they won with a low blow.
But you know, Latimer and Adonis were definitely the heels.
Right.
They were part of that heel faction.
Right.
But again, they could have set up a whole lot better. Let's talk about the women's match.
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have changed a damn thing.
No, it was a great match.
So Kamille. Yep, Kamille won a number one contenders match. She was number one contender. She earned this title shot. They had the match. It was laid out great.
Yep.
Everyone did a great job. The only thing that I was going to say is that Kamille needs a little more work about her vocalizations on putting on submissions. She sounded like she was getting fucked in the ass, and that was really it took me out of the realm of what was going on because I was actually immersed until she was like, I'm like, God damn, are you giving birth to a caribou?
Anyway, speaking of giving birth to caribous, let's talk about Trevor.
I'm not sure how that segue goes into it. I'm not sure if you just called Trevor Murdoch a caribou or fat, but we're just going to
Yes. But the ending of this match was. I understand why they did it. It was just awful, though.
Here's my thing. I know when Murdoch is going to win this belt. I know when he's going to. It's going to be when they can have 100% capacity people in the building. They're going to.
Trevor Murdoch is going to win this title.
He's going to win this title from Aldis. But here's the thing. If you're going to do that, do not put this match on yet. I feel like they were a little too
They were a little too slap happy.
because this is match number 2.
Right.
This is not match number 1. This is match number
really?
2. Yeah. Yeah, this is number 2. And both times it was some bullshit. So that was a weird part of this. Yeah, this was not his first opportunity.
Sounds like Trevor Murdoch's out for some blood then. I kind of like that.
Yeah, maybe
I think this is part of the storyline, actually. You know what?
Maybe he's going heel?
No, maybe he's going to play anti-hero. Maybe he's sick and tired of being sick and tired. Maybe he goes stone cold on us.
Maybe. And then finally beats Aldis and wins this belt. But
and becomes this generation's...
Stone Cold?
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
You can call it that.
Well, if you're thinking anti-hero, it's Stone Cold. That's Stone Cold
Right. But maybe then he gets in a little bit of rivalry with Billy Corgan.
Right.
You're not following the rules of the NWA. I don't care if I'm not following the rules of the NWA. I'm going to do what I want.
Right.
Anyways.
You went like Eric Cartman on oh God, what was the show that Eric Cartman was on when he was dressed up as the little hooker?
Oh, I know. I can't remember that one. That one was the one with,
it was
I cannot remember.
I cannot remember. No, it was their spoof of Jerry Springer.
It was
It was a Jerry Springer spoof. But I mean, you kind of sounded like that.
I do what I want.
I think it would be cool, but to be honest with you, I kind of like Billy Corgan in the background.
I kind of do as well, but I would not mind having Billy Corgan be involved here and there.
Maybe just kind of beat anybody up where Trevor Murdoch can face anybody.
Right.
Because Aldis is a clear heel.
He is.
Trevor,
clearly the heel. He is the leader of
and
business.
And the thing with the Stone Cold is that he could face somebody like Kurt Angle, who wasn't fully healed, but then you could face The Rock, who was clearly, and then Triple H. I think Trevor Murdoch is going to go that direction, where he can face baby faces and heels, and he's kind of that middleman guy because he have a great match with anybody.
Right.
So
anyways, that's kind of how I would make it majestic again.
I'll be honest with you. If you really wanted to make this majestic again, I don't care what it was. If you were going to do this match, I feel like this was his time. I feel like this should have been the match.
Well, I kind of feel like it too, but now looking on it, if they actually go through with what I say, and I hope that Billy Corgan pays me for this one, that they continue on with that little rivalry.
Maybe we'll be the English commentary team for you guys.
We are, you know what? We already have an English commentary team that's a lot better than we'll ever be.
Probably. We'll learn Spanish and we'll be the Spanish commentary team.
I can't pronounce Ignobles.
I think that's why we need it, because it would be really bad. That'd be. That's funny. So yes. So thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy this, remember to like this video.
What is on the books for next week? We got an no, you don't have an NWA. We have a NJPW show.
We have Dominion, which is actually going to be happening in a couple of hours, but obviously it's not going to overlap. But then also we have NXT TakeOver in your house.
Yes, we do.
So
we got 2 exciting pay-per-views next week. And
if you like this, subscribe, become a patron. It's one-time payment, and per like a certain money amount where we like add new shows.
Right.
So if we
hit a certain number of subscribers,
and then we'll add in Impact Plus shows to our regular reviews, and then so on and so forth.
Help us get to that goal by subscribing to our Patreon.
Right, it's like $5 a month, and when we release merch, you guys will like know all the newest stuff too.
Yeah.
So, and definitely subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends.
Now too.
Like the video, comment down below what did you think about the show. Not only here, but if you saw When Our Shadows Fall, it was great.
It was.
As always, be majestic.